right. Good Saturday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, you want to have a fantastic Saturday. I am your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Saturday evening going into your future. And also going to be talking about the tropics, obviously, because, as you can already see by your screen right now, this is pretty much going to be a forecast on everything that you need to know about Tropical Storm Chantal. So this will be everything that you need to know, wind-wise, rainfall-wise, storm surge-wise, anything along that nature. What time? So, this is your time. If you want to go on and put inside the chat any questions that you have, make sure that you go on and do so. It could be about your location, what will you see, how much rainfall, what's the max wind you're going to receive, anything like that. So go on and make sure that you go on and leave those questions now. If you want to. Again, you can leave it pretty much at any time, but if you want to get it now, I can get to it quicker. But first, before we even talk about the tropics, we have to talk about what's going on throughout South Carolina currently, and obviously what's going to happen before the tropical storm does make landfall. So let's go on and talk with the recorded audience for the people who can unfortunately not make it here tonight. If you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button, make sure you go on and hit the share button. Share with all the people that you know. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers. We're at 526. We are 74 away from our big goal of 600. So let's go on and get there. But let's go on and talk with the recorded audience for the people who can unfortunately not make it here tonight. Good Saturday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, you want to have a fantastic Saturday. I am your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go and talk about the weather for your Saturday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, we do have some rainfall going on right now. Rainfall going on over here near like Manning, South Carolina, Summerton, Utahville, South Carolina, going near Turbville, as well as over here near Mullins and Marion, South Carolina as well. But again, these are seems to be just like some gusty showers moving in, most likely, more than anything. If we look at what's going on throughout the entire rainfall from like Montauk to Wyoming, Colorado, maybe even New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, and even Minnesota is also included. Obviously, North Carolina is receiving some, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Kentucky, and even up here near Maine as well. We do have some rainfall going on throughout these regions. If you go in and look at our cloud cover right now pretty much is on that eastern side of South Carolina, where we have the majority of that cloud cover at. If you go on and see what's going on as we move through, like the next, honestly, I'd say like the next, let me see if I can go on and get that right there. As we go on and see what's going on throughout like the next, couple hours in terms of cloud cover, as you go on and push this forward, that cloud cover will move its way into South Carolina, and it will get more widespread throughout the entire state pretty much. And if you go in and look into our current temperatures, so pretty much it's going to get more widespread. You can see that current temperatures right now, like 80 in Columbia as well as 79 in Orangeburg, 78 in Somerville as well as 76 inside of Georgetown. We also do have 77 in Murrells Inlet, 77 in Myrtle Beach as well as 76 inside of Conway, 77 in Florence as well as 79 in Union. We also have 79 in Greenville and even 78 up there near Spartanburg, Gaffney, York, Rock Hill, and 80 in Anderson as well. Low temperatures for tonight will actually be around 70 near Greenville, 69 near Spartanburg. We also have around 70 near Rock Hill. Also 72 near Camden, 73 as well near Sumter, 72 in Kingstree. We also do have around 72 in Moncks Corner, 73 in Georgetown, and 75 inside of Charleston, 71 in Walterboro, and 74 in Hilton Head Island as well. In terms of rainfall, so overall, this is the main thing that we have all been, or that pretty much that most people are concerned about. Like you see from around like 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch for places like Rock Hill, going into Newberry, going into Aiken, going into Barnwell, going into Hilton Head Island as well. Then maybe even a 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch for places like Orangeburg, Walterboro, as well. Quarter of an inch to half an inch for places like Winsboro, Camden, and even Girard, Sumter as well. And then even as you get to around like a half an inch to an inch for places like Florence, going into Moncks Corner, going into Charleston as well. So pretty much the more east yet, the more rainfall you will most likely receive. You have an inch to an inch and a half for places like Kingstree and Georgetown, 2 to 3 as well, and maybe even inland Horry County, Conway, Loris, Aner, places like that have that risk for potentially 3 to 4 isolated 4 to 6 inches that is possible as well. So you just have to really be paying attention if you're really inside of like a flood prone area, just because you could potentially get a good amount of rainfall that could potentially be, deadly with some of those, because obviously the nation's biggest killer, biggest weather killer, is obviously flooding. So make sure that you are paying attention for that. As we go on and look at what's going on throughout the SPC outlook, you can see here that we do in fact have a marginal risk of severe weather that goes for places like Myrtle Beach, going into places like just to like the east of Charleston as well. And then this is mainly a tornado threat. If I go on real quick and check and see real quick, go on and check this out. So as we go into the SPC outlook, you can see that there is, they still have the marginal risk of severe weather. They still do have the marginal risk of severe weather. They're not going to get rid of that for now. But if we go into tomorrow, marginal risk of severe weather for places like Myrtle Beach, going into like the eastern side of Florence as well. You do have a marginal risk of severe weather there. But again, that is for, again, just like another tornado threat there. If you go into day 3, which is Monday, July the 7th, 2025, a regular thunderstorm risk for places like Rock Hill, Columbia, Florence, going into Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Hilton Island, and Aiken. Again, this is a regular thunderstorm risk, nothing severe about it at all. So right now we're just looking at a potential just for some thunderstorm, nothing else really to talk about there. As we move on, let's go into our excessive rainfall. So you can see here, as you go in and see that we do have a slight risk of excessive rainfall. Again, this goes for like just to the east of downtown Charleston, all the way towards like Conway, Myrtle Beach as well. That is, again, that goes all the way from pretty much now all the way into 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. You also do have this marginal risk of excessive rainfall that goes from Florence down through Charleston, North Charleston, Hanahan, even up here towards Dillon and Kingstree as well. So that's for a minor risk of flooding or some isolated flash flooding as you go through today into like tomorrow morning. As you go into day 2, this is around, I believe, 9 a.m. all the way into 9 a.m. on Monday. So from 9 a.m. Sunday to 9 a.m. Monday, a slight risk of excessive rainfall is here for Sumter, Florence as well. And then just a minor risk of flooding or marginal risk of isolated flash flooding for places like Rock Hill, Columbia, Orangeburg, Somerville, Charleston, Conway, Myrtle Beach, all of these places as we go into day 2. Day 3, this goes from 9 a.m. Monday to 9 a.m. Tuesday. There is indeed nothing really that we're looking at here. And then 9 a.m. Tuesday to 9 a.m. Wednesday, nothing going on there. And same thing with Wednesday going into Thursday, except for there is like a little green risk here for Chester, Bennettsville as well. That's some isolated flash flooding is possible there on Wednesday. Now, that's 5 days out. That most likely will change, but we'll continue to watch for that, though. Let's go on now and talk about the models. So here we go. Time is in the top right corner of your screen. Make sure that you go on and keep a look at that. As you go on and push this forward, you can obviously see all the rainfall that's going on. That's going to push its way up into the eastern side of South Carolina by around like 11 p.m. or so. As you continue to push this forward, though, the low pressure is going to stay right over South Carolina as it brings just more rainfall into South Carolina. And that might cause, obviously, our tornado threat like we talked about tomorrow. So you can see the low pressures right there. And you have all of these storms on the northeast side. And, most people here probably know, but that northeast side of the storm is where most of the tornadoes actually happen. So that's why we have the 2% risk of tornadoes up here just from this tropical storm right here. But that's going to go on It's going to be rotating. We might see some tornado warnings up there. Maybe even inside of South Carolina, we might see some tomorrow as well. But that's going to continue forward. If we go into even further, like past that, that low pressure is going to get out of here by around like tomorrow evening, tomorrow night as well. And there might still be like some leftover showers here and there going to around like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But past that, it's going to be dry going into most of Monday. And then Monday, we'll be back to just our regular scattered shower and thunderstorm activity that we receive pretty much almost every day during the summertime. So let's go on and look at our long-term future. So we're going to start off here, 2 p.m. July the 7th. That's where we just left off at. As we go on and push this forward, you can see that rainfall, again, is just continuing to keep on going as Chantal moves its way out. July 14th, the 15th, the 16th, and then we're watching for potentially another area of concern or area of interest down there. Maybe on like July the 16th, maybe the 17th, and that's going to make its way up and going to make its way kind of up towards South Carolina, but then just go away. Again, that's over 300 hours, so, we can't really say anything by that. Once you get to around like July the 18th, you really can't say anything too much past there, or else I'd just be lying at this point. But all we can really just say is that there might be something there. So that's it in terms of our future. Let's go on now and look at the tropics. So obviously, Chantal is the only thing going on over here in the Atlantic. 45 mile per hour storm right now, 1006 millibars in terms of pressure, and it's moving north at 7 miles per hour. That was the 8 p.m. update right there. If you go on and look at this, it says tropical storm conditions are expected in the warning area beginning this evening and continuing through Sunday morning. Now, some people might be sitting there and asking, what warning area are you talking about? That is the tropical storm warning area. So obviously, I don't know, I don't know if people get the alerts like that on their phone, which, I think you should, but tropical storm warning for places like coastal Horry County and central Horry County as well. So that's Conway, Carolina Forest, Brook, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Saucus Steep, Garden City Beach, going all the way down into Georgetown as well, including Georgetown, Litchfield Beach, Pawleys Island, Andrews as well. And then there is a tropical storm watch that is in effect for Charleston County, for Lincolnville, going into Ravenel, going into Hollywood, downtown Charleston, obviously, North Charleston, obviously, Isle of Palms, obviously, and also Allendale and McClellanville as well. So that's the main areas that we're watching for. Again, that's coastal Charleston County going into inland Georgetown and Horry counties as well. But northern Horry County is actually not in there where Loris is. There is no tropical storm warning there, though. So that everyone that I just called out, pretty much, if you're inside the warning area, which is inland Georgetown going into central and coastal Horry County, pretty much tropical storm conditions are going to begin this evening going to Sunday morning. Heavy rainfall will continue across portions of the Carolinas and will cause flash flooding concerns through Monday, especially in the urban areas as well. Chantal is expected to bring life-threatening surf and rip currents along the coast from northeastern Florida to the mid-Atlantic states during the next day or so. Beachgoers should heed the advice of lifeguards and local officials as well. So, for example, what is the, let's see if I can find it, the rip currents right here that they were talking about. If we go down here towards South Carolina, you can see that there is a high risk for rip currents up here. Myrtle Beach is included in there, like coastal Horry County, coastal Georgetown County as well. And then there is a moderate risk for rip currents for everyone else from pretty much the entire coastal low country region. There is a moderate risk for rip currents, and that goes all the way down into Georgia and even into Florida as well. There is going to be potential for storm surge, maybe up to 2 feet. So 2 feet above ground level there. So that's what we're looking for there. The tornado potential. We already talked about the tornado potential, and about how there was obviously this marginal risk that goes on here. Down there where you can see where South Carolina is on the, look at like the center northern side of your screen. So that's what we're looking for there. If I go on and refresh that, we can go into the arrival time of winds. So if you go to the most likely arrival time, it says most likely winds will arrive near those coastal regions, again, probably around 10, 11, 12 a.m. And it will start making its way inland around 2 a.m. So again, it was a bit breezy this morning going into like the early afternoon, but those winds will return, especially as you get into like 2 a.m. And then by around 8 a.m., they will still be going through. And then by 2 p.m., again, going to like the evening hours as well, that's when those winds are going to calm down a lot. And so that's it really in terms of, that's pretty much everything that you need to know. We talked about rip currents, we talked about storm surge, we talked about just the discussion, we talked about how much rainfall you could potentially receive. Again, that could go all the way from 1 to 2 inches, potentially all the way up to 4 to 6 inches, especially over there in the near Myrtle Beach and Conway and places like that. And I believe that is about all for Chantal there. So, moving on, let's go on and look at the crazy score for tonight. We actually are at a 67 inside the strong category. Makes sense. Strong storms, heavy rain, or wind. We're not looking at anything severe for now. But obviously, we do have those strong storms and wind that could occur. Looking now, let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Let me go on and move on over here to go on and see that. I cannot see this top message, but we can read this. We can just start here. Ms. Greer says, "Hey JP, hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thank you so much for asking." Terrell says, "Greetings everyone. Like button everyone, please." I actually already pinned it. You said good evening from Monk's Corner. Hope everyone is doing good. I think that's what Chris said. Let's see what else do we have. Mr. Chris says, "What is the time frame for it to hit Monk's Corner?" In terms of wind, I'm going to assume you mean wind by that, because rainfall, that could be, any time. That can go all the way through tonight. So, if you're talking about wind, probably, which I actually did have the thing pulled up. I actually can pull that back up real quick. So if I go over here to Monk's Corner right here, you can see on your screen, if I want to move to wind gusts, that's pretty much going to go probably into like around the, I'd say probably around like the early morning hours, like 2, 3, 4 a.m. potentially. But let me go on and show you so you can actually see it clearly. I'm going to do this right here. You should be able to see it on your screen right now. But this right here, this is just at around 11 p.m. right here. If you go on and continue to push this forward right here all the way through, you're going to see winds probably up to 30, 40 miles per hour. But that's expected as you go through. That would be for around like 2 to 3 a.m. And then as you continue forward there even more, it's going to get calmer, probably as the morning time goes on. And it's really not really going to get any higher than that. So probably around like 2, 3 a.m. if you're talking about wind-wise. Let's see what else. Mr. Anthony says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you." Ms. Oliver says, "Weather was bipolar at my house today. One minute was sunny, and the next it looked like a tropical storm. Other than that, a great day. Shout out to my son Joel. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to Joel today." Let me go on real quick. I was not planned to have my thing up, but I'll go on and do it. If it is somebody's birthday, obviously, so we got to go on and get that on real quick. Let's go on and give a round of applause. Give you a round of applause for birthday. If it's anybody's birthday, and you want to let me know, obviously, we'll go on. I'll go on and get the applause up. We'll all applaud. We'll all say happy birthday to you. So if you, whenever it's anybody's birthday and you want to go on and let me know, that's fine for you to do. Let's see, what else do we have? Um, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, you talking about my stream earlier? Yeah, my stream earlier was messing up, but it's all back to normal. It's just at the beginning part of the stream, but it's all back to normal now. Terrell says thanks for the forecast update. I appreciate you, the best meteorologist. Thank you so much for that. And that's all. So let's go on now and talk about our 3 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. 3 locations outside of South Carolina, being San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. As we go on and look at San Antonio first, again, we'll talk about some more stuff for South Carolina if anything else comes up, but I just want to go on and talk about these 3 locations right here. San Antonio first, with low temperatures tonight 76, high temperatures tomorrow at 91, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 75. There is a slight chance of thunderstorms tonight and a slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow as well. During the nighttime tomorrow, though, no chance for any sort of precipitation, anything like that. If you go into the SPC outlook, there is indeed no threat for any sort of severe weather. Excessive rainfall, though, there is actually a threat for some excessive rainfall. Obviously, I know there's been some very, very bad. I'm pretty sure there's been around 30 fatalities in Central Texas with all of the flooding that's been going on over there near Austin, Texas. I know that's what's been going on over there. But there is a minor risk of flooding tonight. And then after that, that's pretty much it there. Raleigh now, next location, low temperatures tonight 71, high temperatures tomorrow at 83, and low temperatures tomorrow night 73. With slight chance of thunderstorms tonight. Thunderstorms are expected tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. Excessive rainfall first. We're going to talk about how there is a slight risk of excessive rainfall, meaning that scattered flash flooding is in the forecast for tomorrow. Also on Monday, there also is a minor risk of flooding on Monday and Wednesday as well. So isolated flash flooding for those days. And then in terms of severe weather, there is no threat for any sort of severe weather. Philadelphia being the last location with low temperatures tonight 67, high temperatures tomorrow at 90, low temperatures tomorrow night at 74. There is no precipitation that is expected at all. There is no severe weather that is expected at all, but some isolated flash flooding is possible on Tuesday. Risk is low, but it's there. And so that's it. Let's go on and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. Heavy rainfall and flooding concerns remain for today across Central Texas and the Hill Country, with scattered thunderstorms expected this afternoon and evening. Tropical storm Chantal has formed and will bring heavy rainfall and flooding concerns to parts of the coastal Carolina region. Life-threatening surf and rip currents are also expected from the southeast all the way into the mid-Atlantic as well. We also do have some severe weather going on in western South Dakota, as well as southeastern Montana and northeastern Colorado. Some excessive heat may also be going on inside of Arizona soon, and maybe even some heat going on up there in New York and Connecticut, going into Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, going into Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont. And I believe that is about all there. Let's go on and check out the let's go on right now and check out the chat one more time. I don't see anything else, so I'm going to assume that is all. We're at 527 subscribers. We're at 527 subscribers. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you're going to do so. We're at 527. We need 73 more people to go on and hit that subscribe button, and we will be at 600 subscribers. Again, 73 more people to go, and we will be there. So let's go on and get there. We get to 530 as soon as tomorrow, or even as soon as Monday or Tuesday, or even tonight. It just matters on who goes on and who shares it out. And also hitting the like button as well. That also gets it out to people as well. So if that is all for tonight, hold on, wait, we did get it in the chat real quick. It says, can you please repeat the time the storm will hit Moncks Corner? Probably like early in the morning tonight, so probably around like 2-3 a.m. Again, this storm right here is not really about too much in terms of widespread rain. Again, some places probably have not received much rain at all. It's just really on whenever those rain bands do hit you. But overall, it's going to be, the wind is going to start by around like 2, 3, 4 a.m. And that's going to continue. But then as the day goes on, it's going to slowly diminish more and more and more to where it's just calm wind. That's for Moncks Corner. And then obviously that rainfall can go all the way through tonight. So you got to, make sure that you're watching for that. But that's it there. Again, make sure that you go on and do all the stuff that I said earlier. And I will be back tomorrow morning with your Sunday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. And we'll be right here again talking about the tropical storm and what's going on with it for tomorrow.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, 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 how. Hey, hey. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How, how.
Hey, hey.